Welcome back, guys, and today I'm here with my Steam Showdown round 3, I think it is now, and we've got our first taste of ramp. Today we are up against Pact's Abzan ramp, which is actually one of my favourite lists in the tournament so far. I mean, I haven't play tested with it. I've been busy all weekend, so real life stuff, and I'll give you a brief update of my testing with this. Is that I came home, logged on Duels, played 2 matches with Spawn Shaddai, a 1-2-0, and here we are. But they weren't real. I wouldn't say they were a good indication. Second match was he kept a bad hand in the first match. I looked out pretty hard, but so I'm pretty unprepared for this matchup, and I'll literally just throw this list together now. I quite like it. Like I said, it's one of my favourite. I mean, it misses red, obviously, you know, Rolling Thunder's overpowered, but you get the Planeswalkers, you get, you know, like answers for Ulamog, like Angelic Edict, Suppression Bonds, and Woodland Wanderer. I mean, the cards, I don't like my matchup a lot. He's got 4 Acid Moss, which is already a bad sign, but the other things I don't like, Retreat to Kazandu, that's a lot of life gain here. If I could zoom in, so apologies, the first time ever I'm using a mouse to record here, so I'm a bit inexperienced. No, my touchpad's going out of style, and I don't want it to freeze up on me in the middle of the match. And then Woodland Wanderers obviously are just a nightmare. 5/5s, you can't make them 6/6s unless he gets one of my lands with a Oblivion Sower. But I mean, still 5/5 Vigilance is pretty much a nightmare. I need my tap down guys. 4 Sweepers and Languish and Planar Outburst, which makes it pretty rough to play around, because if you just had Languish, like, my Woodland Wanderer becomes amazing. But Planar Outburst is just unified, so it doesn't really matter. And then, you know, the standard Soar into Ulamog play. I like the deck. It's interesting. Game 1, pretty much, I played terribly. Like, I was playing tap lands when I could have been, you know, like, playing stuff instead, and the game just rewarded me with an absolute god draw. I think I had like every single I didn't get mana screwed just by like 2 Acid Mosses, and I just had every single creature in my hand that was like 4+ mana. It just got me there. And then game 2 I just went Sky Spawner into Woodland Wanderer, and he just didn't have anything. He kept a ramp heavy hand, and he just didn't draw into anything. But like I said, I'm pretty unprepared, so I don't really like my chances here. But we're going to go jump in, and we're going to go invite him, because he said to invite him. And we will see how this turns out. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a 2-0 in the other direction, to be honest. As far as ramp deck goes, I don't like playing white-based ramp, because Planar Outburst is a really big problem. He's saying GLHF, and I'll say you too. I don't want to click on the Steam chat because sometimes that stops my recording, but GL to him too, and I hope he gets land screwed every single game, because I think I might need it. But we're going to do our best, and I'm just here to have fun. I'm going to be very busy this next week, so this is probably going to be my only upload. Kind of last week of uni, so shit is coming down the fan. We have a 3-land hand with no green, which means no keep. A 2-land hand. Ooh, I can't keep this either. Okay, we're in trouble. Can't keep that. Well, it's a hand. I'm not sure if it's particularly good. I should have went the other way around, but screw it. Okay, so this is all going to be about the top deck here. I had to mull down to 5, not particularly where I wanted to start. But I don't think I could have kept any of them hands. I keep that first hand, and then I have a Twin Bot up, but I have no green mana, so like all my Reclamation Sages, my Gatekeeper Vines and Visionaries, all of that is just out. Bounding Crisis out. So it's just I need to greed mana in my opening hand, and hopefully this game we won't struggle on mana. I'm just gonna grab Gates, to be honest. I'm gonna get a Guild. No, I'm gonna get the Gruul Guild Gate, I think, because if he blows up my green source, I could be in trouble. But he's gonna have all the time in the world here unless I top deck like Woodland Wanderer. Pretty unfortunate. I don't think I actually saw past 2 lands there, which is not really where I wanted to be. But who knows? Maybe we'll just win 2-1 instead. Okay, so we got 2 red. I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna get a Simic Gilgate now, I think. So I mean, I'm gonna have a. I mean, if this was against like red deck wins, I'd be all for this hand. I mean, is a Gilgate. If this was against red deck wins, I'd be all over this hand, but unfortunately, this isn't. This is against a ramp deck where we're meant to be the beatdown. Because my late game sure as hell's not going to beat his late game. So he's got all his colours. Most likely got a natural connection coming. But who knows? Okay, Lumbering Falls is actually pretty good here. Unless he has Acid Moss, but there's nothing I can do around it. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep playing out cards here, so the best I can. And if he has the Moss, he punishes me. I mean, maybe I lead with the gate there, and then the turn after, if I draw nothing, I can just Lumbering Falls and then keep up the hexproof. But he got a white source, which means, I mean, he's obviously got a green in hand. No, he's got Gideon. That's pretty fucking terrible. I don't know if he pluses to try and get out. Okay, he doesn't plus to try and get out of Firecraft range. I could have killed it there. If he doesn't block with the token here, then Lumbering Falls kills it with the Twin Bolt. Means I have to play an untapped land this turn, but I don't think I'm against that. So turn 4 Gideon. I'm not going to complain. His mana is pretty good considering he runs all the gatekeepers and fixed and stuff. Okay, so we have double Twin Bolt. Do we just dome this thing now? I think we do. I really think instead of just risking him not blocking, because he's got no reason not to block. I'm just going to go 2 for 1 myself. So he can't save it. Kill a Gideon. I don't think he runs Mortuary Maya. I didn't really build his mana base there because I didn't have time, but he does not have a Mortuary Maya, and it doesn't matter because it's not a creature, so I don't know why I'm checking. Yeah, I mean, he didn't even crack his Evolving Wilds there. Interesting. Maybe he's got a retreat to Kazandu. That's my only guess. I'm not going to block. I'll take 2 here. He doesn't have any burn, obviously, as he's not a red deck. But we have nothing but lands on hand and in the field, so from beyond. Okay, a Reclamation Sage off the top here would be great. That would punish him, but I think he's kind of gathered that I have nothing. There's a Shambling Vent as well for the life gain, so my pecs here with Lumbering Falls isn't going to be too much. Yeah, flooded out a bit, but I guess I could keep it in defense. I probably should have kept it in defense, but to be honest, I'm just going through the motions this game, getting ready for game 2, because I don't think, unless I have some severely good top decks here, I don't really like my chances. How much land do we got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in the top 12, and then 2 Twin Bolts. We haven't actually drawn a creature yet, which is unfortunate. Unless you count Lumbering Falls. And he is activating his land, which means, I mean, he can go fetch up an Oblivion Sower here, and it says GG. I'd need to go like Drowner, Whirler Rogue, Woodland Bellower, Green Warden, just stuff like that. That would need to be my draws at the top here. I'm not going to block. He didn't activate his land, which is interesting. That means he's got to play this turn. He's still not cracked that Evolving Wilds. Probably be a good idea. Eventually. Okay, no, there we go. I knew he had the retreat. It's a one-off retreat in his deck. And I wonder if, honestly, if I'm him, I'd just go for counters here. It's not like I'm pressuring his life total. But this is just damage mitigation here, I think. Yep, the flood, when it happens, the flood is real. I had to multi 5 and I still flood out. I'm going to keep the thing on defense now. I mean, I'm just, even if he's got nothing in hand, best case scenario, he still wins this race. even with my 3 gatekeeper binds, because he gains 2 life a turn and he's hitting me for... He can potentially take out 2 creatures a turn, and he fetches up his Oblivion, so I might as well maybe try and catch a token here. He doesn't really have any combat tricks, and he's just gaining life. Fair enough. Here's a handy couple of plays. If I want Flame Shadow Conjuring into... Flame Shadow is actually pretty good here. I know that looks weird to say, but if I top deck the Flame Shadow, means any creature I top deck actually becomes good. So like my Sky Spawners become decent threats. And well, it gets me in for a couple more points of damage, which is nice. Whirl Rogues become pretty much must board wipe. Drown of Hope's the same. Well, obviously with Woodland, the combo with Woodland Bellara gets me out of this. Pretty much I need to just, at this point I'm just completely out of this game without some amazing top decks. And the hope is over. Let's see if he's bad and targets my Lumbering Force. Haha, you're terrible. Get played. I enjoyed that. So I mean, we won this game. If by any consideration he just needs to quit, and then hey, that's hilarious, because if we didn't do that I wouldn't have been able to do this. Okay, who knows, we might not be out of this yet. All we just need to draw is a Krasis off the Nissa here into a series of unbelievably amazing top decks, because Krasis allows me to tap down the Ulamog. Nope, possibly the worst draw on our deck instead. I tried, I really did. So I mean, we stall out long enough for a Nissa Ultimate is really our only win condition right now, which isn't the finest point. But I don't know, like you said, I flooded out pretty hard. He could have had like a hand that was 9 lands and Ulamog and he still would have beat me, so I'm not going to get too salty. Multi 5 as well. I mean, it's just the odds were like 90% against me just after I started. I needed the god draw, but we play this game for the shit luck. Well, I could activate the Lumbering. Okay, activating the Lumbering Force does nothing here. To be honest, I probably shouldn't have even bothered with the whole Lumbering Force trick, because I could have potentially caught him out with it in a different game. Yeah, he's gained so much life here, it's physically impossible for me to win, I think. As it goes to Reclamation Stage, which is pretty irrelevant. What did he get? What's still in our deck? That's the other Lumbering Force. Rolling Thunder, Guy's Revenge. 2 Whirl Rogues and a Flame Shadow. Okay, so I mean it's completely irrelevant. Like I said, this match is over. But so what we'd need, we need a Krasis in the next 2 cards, and like 3 Krasis in a row essentially. Oh, Krasis Drowner, which how many we got left in our deck? There goes 1 Drowner. There goes 1 Krasis. So we have 3 cards in the deck, which get us out, and we need them all off the top now. And him to not have any removal, him to not... Yeah, our chances aren't looking very good here. What do we draw? Exquisite Firecraft. Now we need a Twimble off the top to kill ourselves. Alas. There's only one way to do this. Radiant Flames. And then we follow it. Okay, he's going to counter it. No, he's got nothing. He's probably just confused, but he doesn't realize I am committing seppuku here, and yeah, no way out. And I mean, I chump down the Ulamog and have 2 draws left in my library. Yeah, just pass the turn here. Maybe he thinks I've snuck a fog in my deck and he doesn't attack. I don't know. Flooded out pretty hard and cat to multi 5. I've said that like 20 times now, but I don't know, I'm just not salty today. I'm kind of distracted. Well, hopefully we can make the second one competitive. It's the only thing that does make me salty, and is the fact, hey, we got some coins, it doesn't matter. The only thing that made me salty there is the fact we couldn't find land at all off the mulligan, and then afterwards all we could was find land, which is pretty typical. Invite him in. Yeah, he's just messaged me saying rough mulls, and to be honest, he's pretty true there. Okay, round 2. Hopefully we can keep 7 cards. Hopefully he doesn't. I tried. I like this deck. Like, seriously, it's probably my second favorite deck, Pact's deck. I like Babasunis the most. I think I like them because they're kind of spicy, but at the same time they're pretty good. Like, he could have been playing 5 color 1-drops there, but either way, I like the decks because they seem to do work. I'm probably going to be playing with his deck a couple times after this. So no blue mana and 3 blue spells in hand, so unfortunately that's a mull. There we go, we finally got a keep. It's a pretty good keep as well, 2-drop, 3-drop Reclamation Sage, which is pretty much guaranteed to have a target in this deck. Yeah, it is. I mean, he's got Suppression Bonds, From Beyond, Retreat to Kazandu. Honestly, in playtesting, I hit Suppression Bonds twice with my Sage, which was pretty tasty because it's 5 damage essentially out of nowhere. But we get a good couple turns here. So I mean, ideally Woodland Wanderer as a 4th drop, and this would be pretty good. Woodland Wanderer as a 4th drop. Bellower in our hand. That's just kind of relying on him not having Acid Moss, essentially. Which, I mean, he kept 7 cards, so he's got Acid Moss. And it's insane to me that Acid Moss is the same rarity as Twin Bolt. Like, I mean, I had 2 Twin Bolts last game, to be fair, so I've just kind of undermined my own argument. But I get like 3 Acid Mosses in a game so many times, and that never happens with Twin Bolt. I can play this thing main phase to get in 1 point of damage, or I can play Krasis main phase, getting 1 point of damage. Holding it up end step, what does that exactly do? Let's have a look at his list, because I want to see what 3 drops he could potentially screw me over with. Okay, he has Gatekeeper Vine, Visionary, Nissa, but apart from that, really nothing. So I'm just gonna get my point of damage in now while I can, I think. May seem a bit weird, because you know the whole point of the card is it's got flash, but there's no 3 drops on his side of the field that I'm scared of. And I mean, I guess potentially I could have held it up end step, and then but then I'd be relying on him not having another creature. There's nothing on 3 mana that scares me, like removal wise, but like, he gets to chump the Krasis now, save himself 3 life essentially, but it's going to happen eventually most likely. I'm not that fast of a deck, plus, like, if I'd waited now, granted I got punished for it because I didn't get the 3 points of damage now, but basically what I'm trying to get at is, if I'd flashed it end step I could have tapped it down, gotten 4 points of damage, well 3 points of damage, but see, he doesn't even block, so it's completely irrelevant. I'm not going to play out the Sage, there's way too many good targets for me to do that. I'm going to play out this, because if he has I don't have any plays this turn. I mean, I guess I could play the basic, but if he has any plays this turn, if it's Acid Moss, he's going to go for the blue source, because I've only got 1 blue source, and I've got a second one in hand. So, I mean, it screws me over if I draw Whirl Rogue, but it keeps me. If I'd played, like, I don't know. If I played the second blue out, he would most likely would have went for my red sources, and I didn't. I only have 1 red source as well, so if he has the moss, he keeps me off a colour either way, and he does. Does he go for the blue like I said? Okay, he does. I might actually just twin bot this Geku Vine here, and then getting my 4 points of damage. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Twin bot in this deck is basically pointing at his face anyway, so this gets me slightly more life. There's a second Geku, which is welcome. I mean, if I'd played out my Sage, that would have been 2 points of damage extra here, so he would have been down to 10. I don't think it's right though, this. I mean, he probably keeps it from beyond anyway, so I guess that doesn't really matter, but like a suppression bonds, it's way more value a target. We've got him down to 12, which is quite low actually. It's lower than I expected. If he doesn't have a creature here, then we could be in pretty good shape, because that's down to 8, which is basically Firecraft plus Firecraft range. If we can get that. But I mean, Oblivion Sower, Woodland Wanderer, they'd be the worst things we could see here. Languish as well. Player Outburst, I guess. We have a good follow-up when we can get to 6 mana with the Woodland Mellower. Gets us 9 power on the field. But I just hope he's got a hand which is 3 natural connections, 3 acid moss. Well, there's a second black, which means probably his Obnixless. Guiltleaf Winnower is a good blocker now as well. Green Warden is up there as being pretty terrible. That's going to get him a second moss back. So we're going to be land screwed for a while anyway. Means that we're off this Woodland Battle. Whirl Rogue off the top, please. That's actually better, so thank you. It's a 4-turn clock. I'm not going to throw my Bounding Crisis away. Let's get my blue out there, because he's gonna target a blue either way. I've only got 1 blue source on the field, so. And actually would really like a Whirl Rogue to work right now, so if he goes for a different colour, I'm fine. But removal, Suppression Bonds would suck, although we have the Sage, so never mind. What else could he target? Angelic Edict, that would probably be the worst case scenario. It is a 1-of in his deck, but then so's my bird, so screw this guy. Yeah, that was a nightmare situation. Apart from that, he was pretty screwed against it. That was his 1-of answer, but as mine is a 1-of as well. Who's drawn more 1-of this game? I've got a Bellower and a Coom Firebird. He's got. Ooh, I quite like that. Let's think this through. I could. Okay, this is a really, really tough decision, and I'm not sure if I can make the right one. If I Bellower here, I tap that thing down, I bring a Crisis, get in for 4 points of damage, takes him down to 5. If he has the Planar Outburst, we're screwed. Or I can Whirl a Rogue. I think the play is just to Crisis and get my damage in while I can. I mean, to Woodland Bellower and get my damage while I can. Because he's got an Acid Moss, so I'm never going to Flame Shadow this thing. And I guess even if he does wipe the board, we can Flame Shadow and just hope for a good top deck. So I'm just going to go for it. Oh, that's a tough decision though. I really don't like having to make that. Yeah. I'm pretty much putting him in a position where he has the board wipe. He has the Planar Outburst, which is a 2-of in his deck. He wins the match. If he doesn't, then I can bring on the game 3. I think anyway. What else could he have? Suppression Bonds, I guess, buys him time, but he's getting so low that he's almost in burn range right now. What else? He's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. He doesn't have Nissa's Renewal, so I don't have to worry about that. Obnixless, minus, I guess. But I was so tempted to Flame Shadow there and then just... We know one of his cards is Acid Moss, so he's got 5 cards in his hand. God, if he hadn't killed that bird, that would have been pretty much a 2-turn clock, and there'd be nothing he could do about it. He's got the Planar Outburst, we know this now. I'm pretty much never going to get better than 5 damage. Saved off the Gatecreeper. But I think you have to go for the win there. He does have 2 in his deck, but yeah, there we go. We're playing off the top, he's playing off the top. Well, actually no, he's not, he's got 5 cards in his hand. One of them's Acid Moss. If I'd Saged, I would have gotten 2 points of damage, I think, but I don't think it would have been enough. Okay, I'm just going to go for it now. Playing off the top of the deck. We've pretty much got all the lands, so... If we know one of his cards is Acid Moss, but what would be the best? Drowner of Hope off the top would win us the game. Krasis would get us into Twin Bolt range, and Firecraft range, and Rolling Thunder range. Sky Spawner does the same. There's a lot of good top decks here, just playing off the top with a Flame Shadow. He could have a Reclamation Sage of his own. He does have another one of Reclamation Sage. That's pretty huge, him having the Angelic Edict there. Okay, and the other one of. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not going to get too salty because, you know, I've got my 2 one-offs as well. But that's pretty unfortunate that he had both answers in the top 20 cards to both of mine. So, I mean, we've got nothing now. We need, like, back-to-back Exquisite Firecraft. We know one of his cards is Acid Moss, so we're going down the land here. No, we're not. Interesting. But we are on a pretty fast clock. 7, we're on a 3-turn clock. We need to just draw Burn or big creatures. What do we see? It's going to be land. Told you. I'm just going to play out the Sage now. I've got no choice here. I mean, if I draw a Firecraft at the top, I've essentially lost myself the game. Because I know the Sage was good for at least 2 points of damage, and the same with Rolling Thunder, so maybe I played this too slow. But yeah, I had the, well, that's kind of irrelevant. I didn't. Oh yeah, it's an elf. I forgot about that. I think he did as well. Yeah, fun fact here: non-elf creature. And Reclamation Sage is an elf. You don't really see that too often. But I really don't know what I could draw here. It would have to be like a really big Rolling Thunder, I think. We've got a 1-of in our deck. Can we top deck it? He just said, hey. Are we going to get a follow-up? He said, how come my Guilt Leaf won't trigger? Oh, stupid. There we go. The bombshell just dropped. Never mind, sorry. Yeah, he's in a good position. He's playing this safely as he should be. I'm not going to block, because if I draw like a Drowner of Hope, I can tap down some stuff. Plus, I mean, it only saves me 1 point of damage as well. Ooh. So I did just cost myself the game. Fuck. Okay. Okay, well, I don't think I can look that far in the future. Tell me what you think. I genuinely want to hear what people think was the right play there. Because I had 3 open mana, and I could have just cast that Reclamation Sage, and it would have won me the game here. But I don't think... I mean, am I criticising myself too hardly here? Like, go back to that moment in this game, and please just let me know, because I generally don't know what's the right play there. But I'm playing for, what have I got left in my deck? One Exquisite Firecraft, 3 Twin Bolts, 1 Rolling Thunder. They all win me the game. Fuck. Like, that's a path that would have won me the game, because this Sage has done nothing. But I'm going to take it. Because like like I said, Drowner of Hope is now a win condition if he doesn't play 2 creatures. He's got an Ulamog though, most likely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he can't cast Ulamog from beyond. Doesn't do it. Okay, so we've got top decks in our deck. We have plenty of them now. Do we see them? We do not. Can we save ourselves this turn? We can't. Because we can't block the Guild Leaf either way. So, we're dead. Unless he just doesn't block here. Let's see if he psychs himself out. So, I mean, it was a pretty unfortunate game. Like, if it's just one of them games that's a lot of what ifs. Like, what if he hadn't had the answer for Akun Firebird? What if he didn't have the answer for Flame Shadow? If he didn't have the Planar Outburst? I mean, it's just like I'm not salty or anything. It's just, but I would love to know people's opinions on the Reclamation Sage thing, because like obviously I don't think it is right to play it out like that. But it's a rough one. Might as well just pass the turn here. But I don't know, it would have won me the game. It would have been on to a game 3. Who knows what could happen. But yeah, I mean, game 1 was a rough mulligan. Don't really count that game. Game 2, it could have went either way, I think. And it's a damn shame. I really enjoyed that game. It's a damn good one. I went all in on the Planar Outburst. But I don't know. It's a rough one. I'd love to know what people think of game 2 there, because that's a rough one. But anyway, so like I said, I'm going to be away this week, so probably my only upload of the week. But it's a rough one, and it's a hard one to swallow. I was 1 point of damage off, and I had plenty of top decks in my deck, but Magic is a cruel mistress sometimes, and I think today has summed that up. So what does that put us? That puts us 1 and 2, and to be honest, I think our chances of qualifying are pretty slim right now. 3 and 2, I can't lose another match, I'll tell you that right now. And even then, to be honest to my opponents, like my previous opponents, I don't think they're going to give me a good enough OMW to win opponent match wins, because I mean, like, no offense, but like Marnell lost his match last week. Deuce lost, I think, his first week as well, so it's rough. My DNF was not my DNF, my OMW was one of the lowest in the tournaments going into this round, and I don't think it's going to improve. But who knows? I'll try and get try and go positive with the deck at the least, and that was a rough game. So I'll leave it at that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.